Okay, welcome back to another episode of Third and 23. I'm your host, Alex, here to bring you another pick and prediction video. We're talking week 16 of the NFL season. Last week, I go 3 and 3, so 500 a week. It happens. Happened to me a lot in college, right? Brings my record to 28 and 25 on the season. I got 5 games on tap for you in this video. See if we can get a little further away from the 500 line this week. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start things off with the Eagles visiting the Commanders. Eagles, 6.5-point favorite in this game. They had a 3-game losing streak. They finally ended last week against the Raiders, 31-0. They stomped them out. They stomped out former backup quarterback Kenny Pickett. Easy W for Philly. Prior to that, the Eagles were losing games, and it wasn't necessarily because of the defense. I would say because of their Jalen Hurts and their offense. If you've been paying attention, the Eagles' defense is starting to look like that playoff Super Bowl team from last season. Last 3 weeks, number 1 in the league in yards per attempt allowed, number 1 in completion percentage allowed, number 1 in explosive pass plays allowed, second in pass defense EPA allowed. So they're coming into that Vic Fangio mold right now, looking like what they were looking like last year. The Commanders, season's wash, you know what it is. Jaden Daniels has missed a ton of time. Mariota's been decent in place of him, and he started over half the games now. But there's a hard ceiling on what you're going to get with Mariota. We used to see him as a starter with Tennessee. He's 18th in EPA, 18th in explosives, 17th in success rate. He's just okay, right? And just okay against a defense that's starting to put out a heater right now. That's not really going to look good, I think, in this game. Last 3 weeks, Mariota's completion percentage, 54%. That's not good. And then on the flip side of that, Jalen Hurts, yes, he has his struggles. We know that, and the issues with A.J. Brown, and I would say even Devontae Smith. The A.J. Brown issues kind of overshadow what's going on with Devontae Smith. The Commanders' pass defense is the worst in the NFL. So this is a get-right game, I think, for this offense, and I think the defense is going to be cooking. I don't think Mariota is really going to get many scoring opportunities going in this game. Go ahead and give me the Eagles, and I'm going to lay the 6.5. I think Philly's defense dominates. All right, moving on to the next game. We've got the Packers visiting the Bears. Another Saturday game, Saturday night. NFC North is on the line, right? Bears are in first place, Packers are in second place. The winner of this game is going to be in sole possession of first place. Playoffs still won't be decided, but this is a big game in the NFC North. Also with the Packers, you guys saw last week what happened to Micah Parsons late in the game. Life without Micah Parsons begins. The Packers have great defensive metrics, great defensive stats across the board. How much of an impact was that Micah Parsons, right? So will they still have a top-ranked defense? That's going to be the question you got to answer. One of the few of the metrics, right? Third in the league in pass defense yards per attempt allowed. Why that's important is because Caleb is erratic as they come. Caleb's an inconsistent quarterback. He's 22nd in the league in yards per attempt allowed. He believes only completes 58% of his passes. And in this game, if you haven't heard, they're down 2 of their top wide receivers. Rome Odunze is going to miss a second week in a row, and Luther Burden is going to miss a week. So now it's going to be DJ Moore, the tight ends, maybe some of Zacchaeus. So that's a much weaker wide receiver group going against a Packers secondary that has some of the top pass defensive metrics in the league. And on the flip side of that, the Bears have been improving defensively. Big thing was getting their corners back from injury, so they've been improving over the last month. But they're still 26th in the league in yards per attempt allowed. Jordan Love, 8th in the league. Jordan Love has great stats across the board outside of pressure. If you guys that don't know, Jordan Love struggles under pressure, but other than that, he's been pretty strong all season. So in this game, when I'm looking at the Packers being able to pass the ball, I think they're going to be able to hit passes over the top. I think they're going to be able to hit plays and convert third downs. While a Bears team that's trying to keep pace, because I think points are going to be scored in this one, the Bears trying to keep pace, they don't really have the wide receiver horses that the Packers do to be able to keep pace in a shootout. Caleb Williams is a little too inconsistent. I know the Bears got a hot running game, but I don't think they're going to go crazy in this one. Go ahead and give me the Packers with a plus 1.5. Forgot to mention the Bears are 1.5-point favorite in this one. I'll take the Packers with a plus 1.5, but I'll probably money line this as I think Green Bay is going to win. All right, moving on to the next game. We got the Buffalo Bills visiting Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. This one, Bills come in as a 10-point favorite. It's kind of easy to break this down. Really, it's about the Browns offense. Can they do anything against this Bills defense? The Bills defense isn't some brick wall. They're pretty solid against the pass. Pressure rate, their pass rush is pretty solid, 7th in the league. They have a top 10 pass defense in EPA. And you're going against Shador Sanders and the Cleveland Browns passing game. Whoever's at fault, that's not for discussion here. But he's dead last in terms of pressure rate allowed out of 42 eligible quarterbacks. He's dead last. Shador is always under heat. You could say it's the O line. You could say he holds the ball too long. He held the ball too long in college, so it's probably a bit of both. His EPA under pressure, because he's going to be under pressure in this game, is 21st in the league. So that's not good. So already I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, Cleveland Browns are going to have a lot of empty possessions. They're going to have a lot of third downs that they're not converting, because you already know third down, they're going to heat them up. I think there's going to end in sacks, turnovers, and throwaways. That's going to give more possessions to the Buffalo Bills offense. Josh Allen, top 5 in everything. You could say that he's should be one of the leading candidates. I would say he's playing better this year than he did last year when he won MVP. The only thing I can see that can give Cleveland a chance in this game is the fact that the Bills just struggle stopping the run. They've struggled all year stopping the run. In the last 3 weeks, they've allowed 5.9 yards per carry, a ton of big plays. You saw Hendo take off on them last week. Can Quinshawn Judkins do this? I don't know. I like Quinshawn, but he's kind of slowed down from what he was in the first half of the season when he took over when he really took control of this starting role. So I don't think the Browns are going to really explode on the ground against the Bills. Shador keeping pace with Josh Allen. You got to be kidding me on that. Go ahead and give me Buffalo, and I'm going to lay the 10 on the road in Cleveland. All right, moving on to the next game. We've got the Chargers visiting the Cowboys. I'll be honest, when I saw this spread, I was shocked. I expected the Chargers to be favored in this one. The Cowboys are a 2-point favorite in this game. I've said it a few times this year. The Cowboys are the worst defense in the NFL. If they're not the worst defense in the NFL, it's the Bengals. But it's, who is it? It's either or, right? Pass defense is 31st in the league in yards per attempt on the season, 30th in EPA allowed on the season, and then it's just gotten worse. It's gotten worse over the last 3 weeks. And the run defense is allowing 0.14 EPA per attempt, which is 30th in the league over the last 3 weeks. This defense, you could run it on them, you could throw it on them. Chargers, Omari and Hampton starting to get back into the mix. Kamani Vidal also in the backfield, so they're going to have 2 guys that can run the ball. You got Justin Herbert, who's kind of just average as a passer this season, but he still's got weapons. And the Dallas Cowboys are the type of defense that's going to you look average, you're not going to look so average when you're playing them. You saw last week with J.J. McCarthy. He looked like a credible quarterback in the game against the Cowboys. So now it's like, well, it's about, can the Cowboys keep pace with the Chargers offense that I think is going to be putting up points. I think they're going to be scoring. I think they're going to have quite a few scoring drives in this one. The Chargers have the best run defense in the NFL over the last 3 weeks. So now I'm saying Javonte Williams probably not getting anything going on the ground. It's all about Dak, and the Chargers have an 8% sack rate this year, which is 4th in the NFL. And Dak has been pressured 54% of his snaps the last 3 weeks. So now I see, well, Dak's probably going to be playing for behind because the Chargers are going to be scoring, and he's going to be under duress. They're going to send the pass rushers after him. He may hit some plays. I expect Dallas to score some points in this one, but I don't think they're keeping pace with the Chargers. Again, I'm surprised that they're the underdog, but go ahead and give me the Chargers with the +2. This is another one that I will probably money line. All right, and going into the 5th and final game. This is a throwaway game. I'm sure if you're looking at my screen right now, the Vikings visiting the Giants. I know both these teams, what are we talking about here? The Vikings, 2.5-point favorite in this one. I saw something, so that's the reason why I wanted to do this game. And really what I saw is J.J. McCarthy, he's stinking up the place, true. But he doesn't necessarily stink it up when he's going against a trash can defense like he did last week against the Cowboys. He's going against another one this week against the Giants. Pass defense is allowing 9.9 yards per attempt over the last 3 weeks. That's dead last in the NFL. Everybody's binging the Giants right now over the top. Is Jackson Dart going to be able to do something? He's bottom 6 in EPA and success rate on the season, right? He's 30th in EPA, actually. The Giants are on an 8-game losing streak. I don't know if this is going to end until next season. The Vikings defense actually has been solid all year, and they've even been a even better defense lately. So now I'm saying, well, Jackson Dart's definitely not going to be taken off against the Vikings without any dangerous weapons on the outside with a running game that's Tyrone Tracy. I mean, he's all right. I'm not trying to talk about Tyrone Tracy bad, but he's not really a dog out there, right? So you're going against a pretty strong Minnesota Vikings defense. I would say a defense that's good enough to go to the playoffs with. and you're going into the game with a bad defense yourself, that JJ McCarthy is going to actually be able to look credible, be able to hit plays. I think the running game can get going in this one. We're talking 2.5. You guys know a 3-point margin of victory is common, or is at least the most common margin of victory in the NFL. I think you could see that in this one. Go ahead and give me the Vikings, and I'm going to lay the 2.5 on the road. So anyways, that wraps it up. 5 games for you on tap in NFL Week 16. If you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that, as you're going to see more pick and prediction videos going forward. Take care.
Green light, let's get it. 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 I'm the future, I'm in it. Check score, I'm winning. Green light, let's get it.